everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be sharing some snack ideas for kids, so if you want to see a little bit more then keep watching. So this video is also quite exciting for me because it's a collaboration with one of my oldest and dearest friends, and we have been friends now since we were about 11 years old because we met at high school. We went to different primary schools but then became good friends when we sat together. I think it was like science and English, we were in art together and drama, but safe to say we've been friends for a very long time, like 20 years, which is ages, makes me feel very old. But her name is Kayley and she blogs and shares like recipes and her life and things like that over on her various channels, that kind of thing. She's making a slow move into YouTube. She'd like to do a few more videos because she's mainly food orientated, and I just thought, well, I love food, she loves food, a lot of you seem to really like food content, and she came up with this idea of like coming up with some sort of snacky, picnicky ideas for kids. I'm always trying to come up with like new ideas and to keep them like excited by food and not bored and stuff like that, and then after a while it takes its toll. So we clubbed together. We were going to do a nice little picnic spread outside, but as ever the English weather has let us down, so we had to bring it inside instead. But once you've seen the little recipes and ideas that I've shared, you definitely should head over to her channel, give her a subscribe and give her some encouragement as well, because she's so talented at what she does. She has a whole website devoted to like weaning and food ideas for kids, and I think you are absolutely going to love her. Very enthusiastic in this video, but without any further ado, here are my little snack ideas and I hope you enjoy them. So for this first recipe we're going to be making pizza pinwheels, and I just have a sheet of puff pastry here which I've divided in half, and I have spread on some tomato and garlic puree. You could just use plain tomato puree if you want to, and then for the fillings on one half I'm going to do pepperoni, and then on the second half here I'm going to do ham and pineapple. So you don't want to put too much filling on because then these will be hard to roll up, but you just simply want to sprinkle on your toppings. So obviously we've got the tomato puree here, but then we're going in with a bit of cheese. Try and make sure it's as even as you can get it, just so every mouthful tastes really nice. And then it's time to go in with the rest of your toppings. Then once that's done, you just want to roll them into pinwheels. So I always leave a gap at each end so it's easy to start off the roll nice and tightly. And then you just want to try and get it as tight and as neat as you can. So when they're all cut, I got 9 out of each half. I'm going to pop them in the oven at around 180 degrees Celsius for around 20 minutes or so, or until the pastry is nice and puffed up and golden. So this is what your pinwheels should look like after they've been in the oven for around 20 minutes or so. And I've just got a couple of Tupperware boxes here, and what I'm going to do is put a few in here now they're cool for tomorrow's picnic, and then store the rest in the fridge as a snack for the kids as and when they want them. So this next recipe takes cocktail sausages to another level, and all you're going to need is a pack of cocktail sausages. Just any will do, any supermarket, wherever you get them from, they're absolutely fine. And then you want a mixture of equal parts honey and Dijon mustard. You could use different type of mustard if you wanted to. You could do more honey versus mustard if you're worried about your little ones and the flavour, but trust me, this together is so good. So you want to mix together your honey and mustard and pop that to one side, and then you want to take your cocktail sausages, and I have put them in a little roasting dish covered in tin foil. Now the reason why I've done this is because when you add the honey and mustard mixture later, it can get quite sticky and can be quite stubborn to clean afterwards. So what I'm going to do now is put these in the oven alongside my pizza pinwheels and let the sausages cook up a little bit and get nice and toasty and warm. Obviously they're already safe to eat, but we just want to add a little bit of colour, and then just before the end we're going to go in with this mixture. So when your sausages have been in the oven for about 10 minutes or so, they'll look like this, and then we're going to go in with our honey and mustard mixture and just pour that all over them. And then we're just going to mix that through and make sure that they are all coated, and then we're going to stick them back in the oven for a few more minutes and then leave them to cool. So after a couple of minutes, your sausages should then be done and nice and sweet and sticky, and once they've cooled a little bit, you can transfer them into a Tupperware container, or you could eat them right away if you wanted to. But I'm just keeping these in here until they cool down, and then we will pop them in the fridge and take them with us tomorrow. So for this next one, we're going to be making some strawberry cheesecake bites, and all you're going to need is some strawberries, a few digestives crushed up, and I have chosen to use some vanilla quark here, which I actually picked up from Aldi. Now I've seen this recipe done before with cream cheese and icing sugar. I just thought this made it a little bit easier, so that is what I'm going to use. And all you want to do first is just hull your strawberries like this, like I've done, and I'm going to try and show you quickly here. So you just want to take your knife and point it downwards at an angle and just carefully cut round the stem here. Once you've done one, it's really easy to do, and then you are good to go. So all I'm going to do is take a strawberry and add some of the quark here. Mine's a little bit soft because it's really hot in the room where I'm doing this. And then once that's done, you're going to dip it into your digestive biscuits, and there you have a little tiny strawberry cheesecake. Now I'm going to do the rest of these tomorrow because that's when our little picnic is going to be, and if you do them straight away, then your topping here will stay crunchy, but if you leave them overnight, it is going to go soft. So I would recommend preparing these either while you're at a picnic, if you're going out and about, or just before you're eating them. I have this little Tupperware container that I'm going to store the digestive crunch in, so then the kids can dip themselves, or we can do it for them when we get there. So this next one is a really easy way and a fun way to get your kids eating a bit more fruit if they can be a little bit fussy sometimes, and it is some fruit kebabs. And I've chosen a mix of pineapple and blackberries here, but you could pick whatever you wanted. Just make sure that whichever fruit you choose doesn't go like brown, like an apple would for example, if you're keeping it for a picnic, because they would be better eaten immediately. So you just want to thread your fruit onto the kebabs, just a few for each child, and then this is where the fun part happens, because in here, in a little Tupperware container, I have put some coconut yogurt, but you could use any yogurt you like fromage frais, their favourite yogurt. The choice is completely up to you, but what I've done to make it a bit more fun is that I've added some sprinkles on top, so they think it's a bit more fun. And basically just take a kebab and dig in. So for this final recipe, I'm going to be making some banana and peanut butter flapjacks. And all you're going to need is 3 ripe bananas, some oats, some chocolate chips, or you could add dried fruit or anything like that that you've got in the cupboard if you want to. And then in here we've got a mixture of peanut butter, honey and cinnamon. And I will leave all of the full ingredients down below for this one so you know exactly what to use. But all you want to do is warm up your peanut butter, honey and cinnamon mix together in a saucepan on the hob just for a minute or so until it's all nice and melty and unctuous. You can use smooth or crunchy peanut butter, that's up to you. And then in this bowl you just want to add your oats, whatever mixture filling that you like to add, like we've got dark chocolate chips here, and then 3 ripe bananas, which I'm now going to mash. What I will say is that it's easier to mash your bananas beforehand before adding the oats and the chocolate chips, but I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible for you because of YouTube. So once your dry ingredients are roughly combined, you're then going to go in with your wet ingredients. A good tip here is to let your wet ingredients cool slightly before adding them to your dry, just so they don't melt the chocolate chips too much. Then once that's all combined, you're going to add this into a lined baking tray. I just use greaseproof paper and it always comes out really well every time. And then you're just going to spread it out and push it down so it's all nice and compact and makes one nice layer. So once that's all pushed down, I'm going to pop this in the oven at around 180 degrees Celsius, which is handy because that's what we cooked everything on today. And you just want to keep an eye on it. It could take around 20 minutes, could take around 40 minutes, depending on how deep you have done your layer. So I have quite a wide dish here because I'm going to do little bites. So mine will take less time than perhaps someone that has a smaller dish with a thicker flapjack. Ideally what you're looking for is just for the oats to go nice and golden and for a lovely smell to fill your kitchen, and then you will know that they're done. Now, once your flapjack's out of the oven, it's up to you how small you cut your chunks to. I've made little sort of morsel bite-sized pieces here because they'll be easier for the kids to eat. And I've got half cooling here, which I'm going to pop into a Tupperware box, and then the rest I will keep in a different box ready for when the kids get the munchies and fancy a snack during the week. Of this video, and I hope you enjoyed these little ideas. If you've got any suggestions of snacks that your kids love, then by all means leave them down below and we can borrow ideas from each other. But anyway, I'm rambling again, so don't forget to go over to Kayley's channel and show her some love and see what she's all about, because her recipes are fantastic. I will leave everything linked down below. But yeah, have a lovely day whatever you're up to. I don't know what time you're watching this, so it could be evening, so have a lovely evening instead of it's night time, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!